Hi, my little learners. So once again, you are back with me at your own favorite learning platform, Learn Forward. And I am here with your book, Maths Concepts and Skills for Grade 4. I'm sure you are enjoying your math sessions with Minnie. We are going to start yet another topic today, that is chapter 4 of your book, in which, what have we learned till now in maths? We have done addition, subtraction, multiplication. What is the operation left? Yes, so here in chapter 4, we will be doing division. Let's recall, what is division? Equal distribution. That's great. So we'll be learning ahead in division. But before we go with our learning ahead, we have a reconnect activity for you here. So let's gear up. First, read the if statements followed by then sentences to fill in the blanks. So here you have, if 12 times 3 is equal to 36. Do you remember what is this called? This is the multiplication fact. So if this is the multiplication fact, you get 36 divided by 12 is equal to what? You don't have to divide. From this multiplication fact, we get the division fact. So what's the answer here? This is 3. 36 divided by 12 gives you 3. Do you remember? There is still another division fact here. You can make 36 divided by 3 gives you 12. Will also be another division fact. So similarly, you can do the rest. 7 times 8 is 56. So 56 divided by 8 is 7. And here you get 7. What do you get here? That is 5. And here from the multiplication fact, you get 8. So this was a gear up exercise, and a conditional statement, also called the if then statement, is a statement with a hypothesis followed by a conclusion. So you have a hypothesis here, you have a multiplication fact here, from which you conclude this division fact. So this is your conditional statement. Now let's go ahead, and we have a division of 3-digit numbers by 2-digit number. If you have 588, you have to divide it by 14. Now you have already learned tables up to 15. We have done in your previous chapter multiplication. So if you have to divide 588 by 14, let's start with the table of 14. 14 fours are 56. Subtract, you get remainder 2. You'll not stop here. We'll bring down 8. Now you get the number 28. Let's read the table of 14 again. 14 times 2 is 28. Again, you get the remainder 0. Now you are done with your division, and your quotient is 42. Can you tell me what's your remainder here? It's 0. That means it is completely divisible by 14. Here's an exercise for you. So you have to divide these numbers. Let's divide 440 by 20. I'll try to make your task simpler here, because you have learned tables only up to 15. So how can you go with the table of 20? Never mind. We'll just go for the table of 2. And look at this. So 2 times 2 is 4. That means 20 times 2 will be 40. So we write 20 2s are 40. Subtract, you get 4. Bring down 0. Now 20 times again 2 is 40, and your division is done. So your quotient is 22. That's it. Easy? So now you know the table of 20. If you know the table of 2, you just have to put 0 after each of the multiple. So similarly, you'll be doing rest of the questions, and in the second question, you have to write the quotient and remainder also. So let's do one part here. If you have to divide 956 by 25, now you don't know the table of 25. So what you can do, you can quickly multiply. But will you be multiplying all the numbers? Let us make this task also easier. take this digit only and look at the first digit. Now, if you have to read the table of 2, where will you stop? 4s are 8. Good. So, you can try for 25 4s are. When you multiply, you get 100. Definitely, you are on higher side. So, you will go backwards and then multiply by 3. 25 3s are is 75. So, you need this. 75. When you subtract, you get 21 and you bring down 5. Now, 2 tensa is 20. So, what do you think 25 tensa will be? 250, which is 2 higher. So, we will go back and we will try with multiplication by 9. And if it is also bigger, we will go back. 25 times 8, which gives you 200. So, 25 8s are 200. You stop here, you get the remainder 12 and you get the quotient 38. So, you will write quotient is equal to 38, remainder is equal to 15, and all this work will be your rough work in the rough column. Okay. So, this is how you will be finding quotient and remainder. If you want whatever number, by whatever number you have to divide, you can write the table also on the side, or you can keep trying with the multiplication. But when you go this way, estimation, then it helps you do faster and reach up to your required number. Next is division of a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number and a 2-digit number. We learned that division is the only operation which starts from the biggest place. Otherwise, addition, subtraction, multiplication, all these 3 operations always start from the ones place. Division starts from the biggest place. So, even if we have more digits, we'll continue bringing down the digits one by one and we'll continue with division till we are there with a final remainder or 0 at the end. So, if you have to divide 2854 by 4, let's start. 2 is not possible, so we take 2 places together, 28. 4 7s are 28. So, we are done with this. Nothing left? Okay, we bring down 5. Now, 4 1s are 4. Subtract, you get 1 and bring down 6. Now, 4 4s are 16 and you are there with 0 as the remainder. So, your quotient is 714, that is 714. This is your division of a 4-digit number by a 1-digit number. And if you have to divide a 4-digit number by a 2-digit number, let's say 1298 divided by 18. So, we can take as many places as needed when we initially start with division. But after that, remember, every time you can bring down only 1 digit at a time. So, 18, 1 does not go, 12 also does not go. So, we are taking 129 altogether. Now, 18 7s are 126. When you subtract, you get 3 and then you bring down 8. You have the number 38. 18 times 2 is 36. When you subtract, you get the remainder 2. So, your quotient is 72 and your remainder is just 2. Fine. So, this is just how we carry on division of bigger numbers by 2-digit number, and this you will be doing in your practice exercise also. The more you revise tables, the better you get at dodging. The more you will be practicing division, the faster you will be able to do. Okay, let's do one here. So, you have to write quotient and remainder. Let's do B part. 7820 divided by 15. So, how many digits at a stretch will you take in the beginning? 78, 2 digits. So, 15, you have learned the tables. 15 5s are 75. Subtract. Yes, good. I could here bring down 2. Now, next. 15 2s are 30. Good. Subtract. Very nice, children, and bring down 0. 15 times 1, you are all saying ahead of me. That means you got confident. And now tell me what's the quotient? You all are giving answers so confidently. I am happy to see that, children. And this all comes with practice. So your quotient is 521, remainder is 5. And the same way you'll be doing all the parts here. Now, we have a group discussion. Aditi and Adil are twins. They decided to distribute a packet of sweets in the neighborhood to celebrate their birthday. Their parents bought a total of 5,642 sweets to make packets with 14 sweets each. So, in each packet, you are putting 14 sweets. How many packets did they distribute? What will you do? It is equal distribution. That means division. So, you will be dividing 5,642 by 14 to see how many packets did they distribute. Now, do you think sharing is a good habit? Yes, definitely. And is it a good habit? Is it good, wonderful idea to celebrate your birthday with the underprivileged? Those who do not get such moments in life? So, always try to spend some time to share your things, to share the bounties over you with those unprivileged children and other people. That's really a good deed, children. Just make it a practice celebrating your birthday with such children. Now, in a pet shop, the shopkeeper receives the following fish for the day. Goldfish 456, silver mollyfish 280 and glow light fish 328, and he has 25 big fish tanks and 1 small fish tank. The 3 types of fish are each divided equally among the big tanks and the remaining fish are put in the small tank. So there are how many big tanks? 25. That means in 25 fish, you are dividing them equally, each of them equally. So what is the number of fish that are put in each tank? What will you do? Divide, yes. So divide each of these numbers to find how many of these are put in the big tanks. Now, there can be some remainder, isn't it? When you do each of these division, there will be some remainder. And what are they saying? The remaining, which cannot be distributed equally in these 25 big tanks, will be put in small tank. So you have to find that also. So divide by 25 and you get the remainder. All the remainders will be added to find the number of fish in small tank. To find the number of fish in big tank, you will be adding all the quotients that you get. Because quotient will mean how many goldfish do you put in each tank, how many silvery molly fish you put in each tank, and how many glow light fish you put in each tank. So, when you add them all, you will get to know the total number of fishes that you put in each tank. So, 2 things to do, remember, right? Division of a number by 10, 100 and 1000. Just like we have learned multiplication by 10, 100, 1000, we learned we just put zeros to the product. And here, when you have to divide it, so simple, just look at the number of zeros in your divisor. As many zeros as there are, you will get the remainder from your number. How? Let's find out. If you have to divide 826 by 10, how many zeros are there in your divisor? Just 1. So just 1 digit from the ones place will be your remainder and the remaining number will be your quotient. So when you do this division, even without dividing, you can tell quotient is 82 and remainder is 6. Isn't that trick interesting? Good children, you are so happy to know this. Now, to divide a number by 100, if you have to divide 2714 by 100, how many zeros in 100? 2. Now, when you take 2 digits from back, from the ones place, what is the number formed? 14. So, here 14 is your remainder and this number 27 is your quotient. And if you have to divide by 1000, you will be looking at 3 places from the end. So 3807 divided by 1807 will be your remainder and just 3 will be your quotient. Let's move ahead. And we have, oh, this division, if you have to divide by 10, leave list, this is your remainder and just 1 is your quotient. Let's look at this, 2 zeros, so 50 is your remainder and 77 is your quotient. This, what is the remainder? How many zeros? 3 zeros. Good. 560 is the remainder and 2 is the quotient. You all have got expert in it. So I'm sure you can do rest of the parts yourselves here in this question also. You have to write quotient and remainder and you will love to do it. It's just a simple game, right? So do this, complete the table also. It's on the same. And here you have a project to do in which Alia, Ayan and their friends organized a donation drive in which they collected old toys, books, stationery, etc. for underprivileged children. Say here again we are talking about the underprivileged children. They collected a total of 950 articles. Their teachers helped them distribute these articles to 50 children. How many articles did each child get? Yes, you will be dividing. Can you arrange a similar donation drive in your neighborhood? Is it possible for all of you also to organize such drive with the help of your teacher or parents? You can do the same in your societies also. Just take help of your elders and you will really have fun in it. You will have peace of mind in that because you will be helping out the underprivileged. You'll be happy with this. Just try going for such drives. Organize them. Now let's learn some properties of division. We have already learned them in previous grades. Let's recall. The quotient of a number divided by itself is 1 and the quotient of a number divided by 1 is the same number. 0 is divided by any non-zero number. So what's the answer you get always? It is 0. And do you think division by 0 is also possible? No, it is not possible to divide any number by 0. And the remainder is always less than divisor. Even at any step when you are doing division, remainder should always be less than divisor. Okay, this is a very important point to remember. So you have fill in the blanks based on these properties. Keep these in mind and you will be getting answers to them quickly. This is 856 divided by 1 means same number. 0 divided by any number is 0. Any number divided by itself is 1. So do the rest parts yourself. Now here you have the chapter at a glance. So what we have learned in this session, the number which is divided, that is called the dividend. The number by which we divide is called the divisor. The answer is called the quotient. And if any number is left after division, what is that called? It remains. So it is called the remainder. So these are the terms you have to remember: dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. When a number is divided by another number, the leftover number is called remainder. And what you should remember, remainder is always smaller than the divisor. The quotient of a number divided by itself is 1. When a number is divided by 1, the answer is the number itself. 0 divided by any non-zero number is 0 and it is not possible to divide any number by 0. And the remainder is always less than the divisor. So these are just the same properties we have revised here that you should always keep in mind. So here we have competency based questions for those who are preparing for Olympiads. Let's start with the first one. Find the value of x plus y minus z. So here is a division given to you with some missing values. Let's first find out the value of x, y and z. So we have 23 times 3 is 69. That means the value of x is 9. X is equal to 9. Now, next, you get 18, you bring down 4. 23 8s are 184. So, 184 minus 184 is 0. Bring down the next digit 9, which is not sufficient. So, you need to bring 2 digits. So, before you bring down the next digit, you have to put a 0 here. That means the value of y is 0. You get 90 here. Let's read ahead. 23 times 3 is again 69. When you subtract, you get 21. So, the value of z is equal to 2. So, we have the values. How much is x plus y? It is 9 plus 0, 9. Minus z means minus 2, which gives you 7. So, 7 is your answer. Coming to next. Find the value of y plus x. So, similarly, you will be finding out the missing values and then get your answer. Now, in your miscellaneous exercise, let's take the correct option. This division gives quotient and remainder respectively as. So, what do you get as remainder? 2 zeros here. That means 29 is your remainder, 53 is your quotient. So, here is your answer. This divided by 25 gives the remainder. So, what will be the remainder? When you divide, you will find that the remainder is 1, children. So, 1251 divided by 25. Divide here. 25 5s are 125. Bring down 1. And do you remember I told you just bringing down and leaving remainder is not correct. Whenever you bring down a digit, you have to divide also. So, first we will divide 25. Zeros are 0. Now 1 is your remainder. Okay. Coming to next. When we divide a number by 1, what do you get? The number itself. When we divide a number by 0, the answer is division by 0 is not possible. So, not possible is the correct option. This number divided by 1000, zeros will be removed. So, these 3 zeros removed. What's the answer? It is 77. That's perfect here. So, see how properties help you in doing mental calculations in all the operations in mathematics. Now, here we have subjective type questions. For making New Year decorations, Anam collected 3250 pieces of flowers, leaves, ribbons and small bells. If Anam used 10 items including flowers, leaves, ribbons and bells to make one piece of decoration, how many decoration pieces will be made? So, for one decoration piece, he is using 10 items. That means how many such pieces will be made? You will be doing division and division by 10. Come on, quickly give me the answer. 325, because there is one zero which you will be leaving just because there is a 0 in 10, right? Next, if Anam used 25 items to make one decoration pieces, then how many such decoration pieces will be made? Again divide and get your answer. Think and solve. Now, we just have the increasing number of zeros here. So, what you have to see? 720 divided by 8. So, when you read the table of 8, you get 8 9s are 72. You will not stop here. I have just told you again, if you bring down a digit, you have to divide also. So, 8 zeros are 0. So, what do you get? This is 90. Now, what you see here? In each of these numbers, just one zero is increasing, but your divisor is same. That means in each of your answers also, just one zero will increase. So, you get answer like this without division. Okay. So, just one division has helped you get the answer to all these. Now, here 100 divided by 25. This is just the same. What you see here in the pattern? Every time just one zero is increasing in your dividend. So, find out what answer you get for the first one and accordingly get the other answers. I leave this for you to practice and get confident. Coming to next, analyze and answer the given options. 15 houses saved 9075 liters of water by recycling RO filter water. Find out how many liters of water each house saved. Again, what is this? This is repeated subtraction, or you can even say equal distribution, because all the houses are contributing equally in this collection of water, recycling of water. So what will you do? Division. Divide 9075 by 15 and see what's the contribution of each house. Find out how much water a house saved. If the total water saved by 27 houses was 9101 liters, so again the number of houses and water collected, reused is changed. Do division and find out the contribution of each house. Make a drawing poster to show steps we can take to save water and electricity. There are so many ways you have been learning about saving water, like you should always get the leaking taps bended. You should not leave the taps open when you do not need water. You should not take a shower bath. Use a bucket to take a bath. So these are the ways, different ways, and many more in which you can save water. So you have to make a poster and show them using the pictures. Now let's think. Hema's mother decided to give rupees 5,000 towards school fees for 5 students who did very well in school. How much will each student get? So 5,000 she is giving to 5 children. How much will each one get? We will divide. So I think now you can give me the answer orally. 1,000. Very good. Can you think of another way of helping your friends at school? How can you help them? What role does good education play in the development of a country? So discuss this with your teacher in the class. And then you have a project to make a chart on different methods of division we have learned, and you can even include creative colorful drawing using circle to explain the different methods of division we have learned here. You can even introduce the shortcuts there that you have learned, children. Coming to next, you have a math lab activity. Just do it, have fun with your friends and teacher in the class. So this was all about division. I hope you have understood division well, the properties of division, how to divide mentally, and these sessions must be interesting for you. So hope you are enjoying these sessions and having fun learning maths. We'll be coming up with more interesting sessions for you ahead. Till then, happy learning.